Hi, I'm Ashley Schmidt. I'm back again, and not only am I an Air Force Academy graduate, I worked in the Air Force Academy admissions office, and we're going to talk again about some tips and tricks for your nomination interviews. This is the fifth, final part in a five-part series, and so if you've missed any of my other videos, check out my channel, check out the rest of the stuff on my channel, and hopefully you'll find this information helpful for applying to a service academy. All right, so what are my last tips? I actually have three this time. The three tips are avoiding jokes, reading your audience, and knowing something about each academy. Okay, so avoiding jokes. All right, humor is one of those things where it's funny to some people and not funny to the others, maybe offensive or whatever. It is just avoid jokes. Don't try jokes. I know you're going to be nervous, but jokes, they either don't go over well or they fall flat. Just avoid humor. Now, if you kind of have a story about a humorous situation, that's okay. You can kind of chuckle at yourself, but you're not forcing someone to laugh with you, right? So those are okay. All right. The second tip today, reading your audience. This one is a little bit tougher. It is basically the ability, and it kind of comes along with practice. So if you practice your interview with somebody, you can kind of get to this point where you can read your audience. So you have your panel members there, right? And you're making your eye contact, looking at each one. And if you notice that they're kind of like not paying attention, falling asleep, or blinking rapidly or something, maybe your answers are going on a little long, or maybe your voice is very monotone, right? Those teachers that make you fall asleep. Okay, so maybe try and put a little bit of energy into your voice, a little bit of excitement, add a little bit, and maybe check your answers to make sure they're not just droning on and on and on. All right, so kind of read your audience, engage with them. Eye contact helps a lot because it is engaging, it is interesting. Okay, so if you can capture their attention by looking at them and having that conversation. I know I've said it, but it is conversation and not an interrogation, even if it feels that way. It is not an interrogation, okay? It is a conversation. They are trying to get to know you. All right, the last one, and this one is a huge one that students, I think, they think they know, but they don't know, okay? So it's know something about each academy you're applying for. And I mean specifically know something, know what majors are offered. So if you say you're going to be, an electrical engineer, you want to make sure they actually have that major at the academy. Now, the big ones do, but the Merchant Marine Academy doesn't. So if you're applying to the Merchant Marine Academy and you want to be an electrical engineer, you look a little foolish, right? So you want to make sure you know information about each academy. Look into the clubs. Do research on the specific, what they call the different terms of each, freshman year. Look into the different majors they have. Look into the different activities. What do they do during the summer? Okay. All of this can be found with a Google search. Okay. This is not complex. You can do some Google searches. You can watch some YouTube videos. This is not hard. This is not rocket scientist, but it is definitely something you need to do. Okay. So building on that, not only do you want to know about each academy, you want to know about each service. So look into careers that you are interested in, okay? You do not have to decide on a career, but you do have to kind of look at careers. They, will ask questions like, what do you want to do in the Air Force? What do you want to do in the Navy? And just saying, I don't know, I'll do whatever they tell me to. No, okay? Yes, you will probably do whatever they tell you to, but that's not a good answer. That is not what they're looking for. They are looking for your interest. If you want to be a pilot and an engineer, state that. You don't have to choose in that interview which one you want more. You just have to say that those are the things you are interested in. You want to be a surface warfare officer? Great. You want to be a Navy SEAL? Great. You want to be a ranger? Whatever. You want to lead a platoon of tanks? Great. Okay, just do some research and have a few options, okay? They are not asking for a commitment. They just want to know that you have a plan. So, specific research. Really just spend an hour Googling And I promise you, if you spend an hour Googling and writing some stuff down, you will be able to answer those questions without stressing about it, because you'll have those, the research you did in your head, and you should be able to pull some of that out and answer intelligently. So I hope that was helpful. So if you've missed any of my other tips and tricks in this series, right? I said there's 5 parts. This was the last part. Check out my channel. I'm also going to have a bunch of other videos in there. I really, really, really love helping students. Like I said, I worked at the Air Force Academy Admissions Office, and in some ways, I am trying to help the poor people who read your guys' files, okay? Because I know you guys are trying, but some of the stuff that gets sent in, you would be amazed, all right? Want to give you tips and tricks to make you successful, and also to help the people reading the essays, to help the people listening to your interviews. They want to get to know you and who you are. They don't want to know what you think you should say to them or what you think they want you to hear, or some convoluted thing, right? They want to get to know you and who you are. They want to know your leadership. They want to know your character. They want to know how you think and how you get to the decisions that you come to make, when you're giving them what is your leadership experience? What is this? They want to understand your thought processes in that. They don't want to understand every single thing that's going through your head, because that was like the last video, be concise. There are important parts you want to tell them, and you want to keep your answer that makes sense, but you want to give them some insight. So yes, I know there's a balance. I know that's a little bit tricky, but like I've said in the last videos, that's where practice, practice, practice comes in. Don't show up for your interview being the first time you've ever spoken to anybody about these things, okay? Show up with a plan. Show up with some ideas of things you want to answer. Show up with some star stories. Show up and actually be prepared, because it will make you stand out from everybody else. I'm telling you, most people show up and they just babble whatever is in their head. Okay, you can do that, but I am telling you, it is not that hard to spend a little bit of time preparing, a little bit of time practicing, and you are just going to stand out from everybody else. So I hope this was helpful. Check out the rest of my information on my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Want to impress Academy admissions? Want to get that nomination? Then this is the workbook for you. Grab your step-by-step guide on Amazon today. Just check out the link in the description, or search on Amazon for Service Academy Admissions.